Okay, good afternoon. Our purpose for today is to discuss another of our Anglo-Saxon poems. So today, our object for today is to discuss The Wonder, another Anglo-Saxon poems. Remember, for our next examination or test, we have how many poems? 4. Okay? So in this case, we're going to stick up right now with The Wonder. Remember that wonder is part of your vocabulary words. What is a wonder? Wonder. Go back to your vocabulary. You have it. It is a what?
Someone who travels without purpose.
A what?
Someone who travels.
Someone who travels without purpose or a direction. Okay? Remember, the poem The Seafarer and the poem The Wonder are going to be poems of exile. And both poems are going to be told from the perspective of a male. Okay? Male perspective. When we hit the wife's lament, that's going to be from a perspective of a female. Okay? Volunteer reader, go.
Off to the wanderer, weary of exile. Come, God's pity, compassionate love. Though woefully toiling on wintry seas, with churning oar in the icy wave. Homeless and helpless, he fled from fate.
Okay, wonder, we already have it off the chart. That's off the way. We already know what it is. Okay, weary will be a feeling or showing of tiredness.
Thus say,
Give me a break, John. Give me a break.
okay.
Exile is to be gone away or being banished from a place. In the case of our poem, an exile is that the character is sailing away from his homeland. In our poem, the character is sailing away from his homeland. In a few minutes, we're going to know why our main character is sailing away from his place or his land. Okay? Woefully, with great sorrow. Remember, I need to give you what these difficult words are or what they mean. Very important. If you want, you could write that word, and then if you print the copy, what you could do is write the synonym on top of the word. And when you're reading the poem, read it with the synonym word. Why? It's going to be easier for you guys to catch up and understand whatever poem we're going to be discussing. Also, when I said about the poems, very important to break them down and analyze on the side. As you break it down, it's easier to understand. Toiling, to work continuously. When you're working continuously. Wintry sea is a sea with a lot of what? A lot of wind. Churning is to agitate or strongly shake. If the waves are churning, the waves are what? Very strong. They're agitated. They're strong. Either hitting the rocks or hitting the boat. Okay? And the oar. What is an oar?
What you use to row the...
Very good. Very good. The ones that have gone in a kayak, you know what it is, right? And fled is to what?
What?
Go away. If you're fled, you fled from a place, you ran away. Either in escape or whatever. You're running away. It's fled. Okay? So basically our main character or wonder has been in exile. He's working continuously. And he has a great sorrow. Okay? What season is right here in our poem? Winter. Very good. Winter. Right now, he has a home or no? No, he's homeless. Very good. Go on.
Thus saith the wanderer, mindful of misery, grievous disasters, and death of kin.
Okay. Mindful. He's aware. To be aware. Okay? So, for example, if you're reading that part, the sage, the wonder, was aware of mystery. You see how different it is when you use the synonym to read whatever line you're reading, okay? Go on.
Oft when the day broke, oft of the dawning, lonely and wretched, I willed my woe.
Okay. Dawning will be the beginning.
What?
Dawning will be the beginning. Remember, you're going to follow up with the lines that you have in your poem right there. Dawning will be the beginning. Wretch, it's someone unhappy or an unhappy person. Wail is to cry. Okay, when you're crying, either because of a pain, sorrow. And woe is a synonym for sorrow. Okay? Remember that sorrow was a pain that a person has when he has lost someone, either a relative, either in a king, a lord, whatever. Very important what I told you about the Lord and the king. In the side of the Anglo-Saxon, the Lord is the same as a king. In the side of a monk or the religious side, a Lord is the same as God. So if the monk is talking about the Lord, he's talking about God. If the Anglo-Saxon is talking about the Lord, he's talking about a king. Okay? Go on.
No man living, no comrade left, to whom I dare coolly unlock my heart.
Okay, there's no one living now. No comrade. What did I say is the same as comrade? Starts with a K. Kinsman. Okay, very good. That will be a synonym right there, kinsman. So there's nobody there to unlock his heart, to help him. He's right there alone. Pretty much like the sea for a poem. Okay, go on.
I have learned truly the work of a man, is keeping his counsel and locking his lips. Let him think what he will. For woe of heart withstandeth not faith. A failing spirit earneth no help.
Okay, very important. These males always think that they're more superior than, in this case, females. Okay? They think they're superior because they're powerful, they're strong. And because of that, that's why he's saying this line, I have learned, truly the mark of a man is keeping his counsel and locking his lips. When you're mad and you want to say something, the best thing for you to do is to shut up and just keep calm. Okay? And not go either in a fight or burst into an argument. Okay? Go on. Men eager
for honor, bury their sorrow deep in the breast.
Okay, for a man, bearing that suffering inside the chest, inside the heart, is what? Honor for a man. A man cannot show the pain or that emotion. Why? Because that will make him what? Weak. Very good. Okay? So that's why this Anglo-Saxon, in this case, is orally telling this story, and someone just wrote it down because they don't express that suffering, that sorrow. Okay? Go on.
So have I also, often, in wretchedness, fettered my feelings.
Okay, wretchedness is like to be in a demoralizing state, like to be very demoralized. And fetter my feelings is like fettering will be restraining. Like when you restrain your feelings for yourself, sometimes something happened to you and you lock yourself in your room and you're crying and your parents are knocking on the door to see how you're doing and if they could help you, and you just don't want to talk about it. You're restraining those feelings to yourself. You're not sharing them with no one else. Okay? Go on.
Homeless and hapless, since days of old, when the dark earth covered my dear Lord's face, and I sailed away with sorrowful heart.
Okay, stop. Can you go with when the dark earth?
When the dark earth covered my dear Lord's face.
What is telling you right there? What is the purpose of his exile?
His king died.
Very good. Now his king or his lord died. That is the purpose of our poem. He is in exile because his king died, and after a king dies, in a certain place, everything goes down. Why? Because you don't have that leader, that person to go on and follow through, okay? So everything is gonna fall. They're gonna explain the fall of that place after that king or that lord is dead, okay? And I sail away with sorrowful heart. That's his decision to just what? Sail away, go away in exile. That's why he did it, okay? Go on.
Over wintry seas, seeking a gold Lord. If far or near lived one to be friendly, with gift in the meat hall and comfort for free.
Remember that the ones that organize all of the things in the meat hall is the king. He's the one that organized the big feast with a long table and a lot of food and turkey and all of that. And you have the wine and the drinks and the dancing and the parties. The king is the one that organizes that. If you don't have a king, then you're not going to have that happy life anymore. And that's why that Anglo-Saxon, that Viking is missing at the moment. Okay? Go on.
Who bears it? Knows what a bitter companion. Shoulder to shoulder, sorrow can be when friends are no more. His fortune is exile, not gifts of fine gold. A heart that is frozen, earth's winsomeness, death. And he dreams of the hallman, the dealing of treasure, the days of his youth, when his Lord bade welcome to wassail and feast.
Okay, so basically he's saying what? He's alone. There's no feast. There's nothing else to be here in this land. The best thing that I could do is what? Is what? Leave. Go in exile. Go away. Okay? Go on.
But dawn is that gladness, and never again shall come the love counsel of comrade and king. Even in slumber his sorrow unstable, and dreaming he claspeth his dear Lord again. Head on knee, hand on knee, loyally laying, pledging his liege as in days long past.
Okay. He's going to have a dream. And this dream is going to be divided into two. He has a good dream and he has a nightmare. And not a good dream. The good dream is, even in slumber, marked out slumber. Slumber is in his sleep. Slumber is to be in sleep. Aselet will be attacking violently. And Claspeth remembers. So if now we read it again, understanding that vocabulary, even in his sleep, his sorrow attacking violently, and dreaming, he remembers his dear Lord again. So he's dreaming about his Lord. He's dreaming about when you what? Head on knee. Remember when you bow down on your knee? That's head on knee. So he's remembering that good time, and then all of a sudden, now we're going to go to the nightmare. Go on.
Then from his slumber he starts lonely hearted, beholding gray stretches of tossing sea, seabirds vacant with wings outspread, while hailstorms darken and driving snow.
What he starts to remember or dreaming now? The storm, the bad weather, everything bad that is happening to him again. So from a good dream of his king, he's going to go to a bad dream with everything that is happening, okay? Go on.
Bitterer then is the bane of his wretchedness. The
Bane
love-
is the cause, okay?
One more,
What is bitter?
please.
When you, like, for example, when you taste a fruit that is very good, like that sour, like, bitter taste, they don't like very much, okay? Go on.
The longing for loved one, his grief is renewed. The forms of his kinsmen take shape in the silence.
Okay, stop there. The longing for a loved one, his grief is renewed. When he wakes up, that grief, that sorrow comes back to attack him. Okay? So a bad dream, he wakes up, everything is the same again. Nothing has changed. Now, go again, you're going to stop and remember, okay? The forms of kinsmen.
The forms of his kinsmen take shape in the silence. In rapture he greets them. In gladness he scans old comrades, remember.
What do you think is happening to him at the moment? What happens when you're in the desert and you're very thirsty?
He's having an hallucination.
An hallucination. He's starting to hallucinate. He's starting to what? Kingsmen. And they're taking shape in the silence. Like he's seeing his kinsmen. He's seeing and he's imagining that he's greeting them. He's hallucinating here. Okay? When you start to miss people and you think about those people or those things a lot, you start to hallucinate. It's, for example, if you're in the desert and you are thirsty, you start to what? Hallucinate. You're looking at a nice bottle of water because you're what? Thirsty. You need it very much. So that's why you're hallucinating. Okay, go on.
But they melt into air with no word of greeting to gladden his heart.
Boom, it's gone. Okay.
Good.
You want to read?
Good.
What?
Lost.
Okay, but they melt into air.
La línea 47.
Help them out. Got it?
Okay.
Then again, search.
Then again surges his sorrow upon him, and grimly he stares on his weary soul, once more to the toil of the tossing sea. No wonder, therefore, in all the world, if a shadow darkens upon my spirit, when I reflect on the face of men, how one by one proud warriors vanish from the halls that knew them, and day by day all this earth ages and droops unto death.
Okay, stop and go to how one by one, and you're going to read it till the end of that sentence.
How one by one proud warriors vanish from the halls that knew them, and day by day all this earth ages and droops unto death.
Okay, how one by one that have vanished is the same thing that is going to happen to you as a senior. Right now, probably some of you have accomplished a lot of things in your high school years. You were part of probably cheerleading, the honor society, any sports team, any club around school, and you were very successful. And people, we think about something, about a certain sport, we think about these students. We think about honor society, we think about this student from this group or this grade. But as time and the years go by, those achievements that you had, people in the school are going to start to forget about them, and you're going to pass to just history, and you're not going to be nowhere remember in school again. That's it. You are the one that are going to remember, and probably you guys are together are going to remember, but other people in school are probably not going to remember anymore of the things that you accomplished. The same thing with these warriors. Even though they had great battles and great fights, there's going to be a time that they're going to die, and people simply will forget about the things they did. Okay? For example, in basketball, when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, the basketball player that I followed during my childhood was Michael Jordan. And now, as our generation goes on and on, the ones that watch basketball now is LeBron James. But as time goes on, people tend to forget about Jordan because it's not because of the era. If it's not because of the gym shoes and YouTube and places that you could watch highlights of Jordan, people will quicker forget about him because the only exposure that you have now is LeBron James. Same thing in soccer. The people that watch Pelé, they're going to remember Pelé. But probably you don't remember Pelé because it's not from your generation. And as we go on, your generation is Leo Messi. So that's the one that you're remembering right now. And as time goes on, you're going to have new members of either basketball, of either movies, of either whatever. You have singers that you barely remember because they have gone away. Actors that you barely remember because time has gone by, they have grown old, and you basically don't remember. That's how it goes, okay? Go on.
No man may know wisdom till many a winter has been his portion. A wise man is patient, not swift to anger, nor hasty of speech, neither too weak nor too reckless in war, neither fearful nor faint, nor too wishful or wealth, nor too eager in vow. He knows the event.
It is very important. It is very important that when you think about things, that when you're imagining those things, and you're mad, and you want to attack someone, or do something bad or harm someone, it is very important that you keep up your calm. And that those feelings that you control them and keep them in check. Okay? Go on.
A brave man must bide when he speaketh his boast, until he know surely.
Okay, bide, B-I-D-E, bide will remain or stay. Bide is to remain, okay? A brave man must remain, and boast is to talk with excessive pride. Remember what I said last week? Excessive pride.
Must be one.
Remember what I said last week in the Sefer. Pride, you must conquer pride, not kill it. You must learn how to live with pride, not kill that pride, because pride is needed for you as a human, as a person, okay? What you have to do is control it, okay? Go on.
Until he knows surely the goal of his spirit. A wise man will ponder how dread is that doom, when all this world's wealth shall be scattered and waste, as now, over all, through the regions of earth, walls stand, run covered, and swept by the winds. The battlements crumble, the wine halls decay. Joyless and silent the heroes are sleeping, where the proud host fell by the wall, made dependent.
Okay, that empire that they had, everything that they had built, that world is what? Falling. Everything is just going away. Things are not and they will not be the same as they were before. Okay, go on.
Where the proud host fell away. Some battle launched on their long last journey. One a bird horror, the billowing sea. One the great wolf slew. One a reading earl, sadly gates the grace and grace. The warden of men hath wasted this world, till the sound of music and revel is still. And these giant built structures stand empty of life.
As the king and as the warriors continue to die, that huge structure that is the meat hall is going to grow emptier and what? Calmer, because there's no music, there's no parties, there's no feast, there's no drinks, there's no joy anymore. Go on.
He who shall muse on these moldering ruins and deeply ponder this darkening light
Moldering will be the same as decay, okay?
must brood on old legends of battle and bloodshed, and heavy the mood on old legends of battle and bloodshed, and heavy the mood that troubles his heart. Where now is the warrior? Where is the war horse?
Very important. Where's the warrior? We don't have it. Where's the horse? You're going to have a warrior, you're not going to have the horse. Okay? Go on.
Bestowal of treasure and sharing of feast. Alas, the bright ale cup, the burning clad warrior, the prince in his splendor. Those days are long spent in the night of the past.
It's like everything. For example, your senior prom. You're going to get to your senior prom, and the next day, you're anticipating that moment of graduation. Next day, it's gone. It just goes back in the memory. Same thing with prom. Your dress, your suit, everything's so excited. Prom is gone. Next day, it's just back in the memory. It's something that is going to come back. It's not going to come back. You're never going to have a senior year again. You're never going to graduate from 12th grade again. You'll never have another senior prom again. So by the way, if you're thinking about not going to the senior prom, think about it twice, because you're not going to have one again. If you're thinking about not going to graduation, think about it. You're not going to have another graduation again. So think about it. That could haunt you later on. Okay? Go on.
In the night of the past, as if they never had been, and now remains only a warrior's memorial. A wall wondrous high with serpent shapes carved. Storms of ash spears have smitten the earls. Carnage of weapon and conquering faith.
Everything, that structure will has all the blood, everything is going to mark how the warriors has just come, enjoy, die, and other ones come. And that cycle is going to go on and on all the way to the end. Go on.
Storms now batter these ramparts of snow, blowing snow and the blast of winter enfold the earth. Night shadows fall, darkly lowering, from the north driving raging hail in wrath upon men. Wretchedness fills the realm of earth, and fate's decrees transform the world. Here, wealth is fleeting, friends are fleeting, man is fleeting, maid is fleeting.
Maid is woman. Okay.
All the foundation of earth shall fail.
Everything's gonna fall. Wealth is gonna go away at a point. Friends are gonna go away. Men, females are gonna go away. All the foundation of this world will go again. Everything's gonna end. Okay. Go on.
The sage is Solomon.
The sage is an old person with wisdom. That's a sage.
Wait,
You're gonna see that this end is gonna be the message from the monk. That alteration there from the monk. That last paragraph. Go on.
Whose man is he who guardeth his faith? He must never too quickly unburden his breast of its sorrow, but eagerly strive for righteousness. And happy the man who seeketh for mercy from his heavenly Father, our fortress and strength.
Okay. So you see, what is the difference in that last lines? A happy the man who seeks for mercy from his heavenly Father. What he's talking about?
It's talking about God.
It's talking about God there. So you see the contrast from the Anglo-Saxon, and then you're going to go on to that monk, okay? So basically that will be it on our poem, The Wonder. Thank you.